Today I am explaining about the concept is predefined functional interfaces which are introduced in Java 8. When you are working with Java 8 or later versions of Java, most probably you will be work with four type of predefined functional interfaces. Let me list out those four. First one will be function, and second one will be predicate, third one will be consumer, fourth one will be supplier. So again these four predefined functional interfaces have a number of special cases. So first I will explain about function predefined functional interface, then and its corresponding special cases. So let me start with function. Before writing the logic with function, let me show you the documentation about predefined functional interface called function. Let me open my terminal. So type function. So the function is from java.util.function package, and it is accepting two type of type parameters. The first type will be type T. So which type of input parameter you are passing? Here you can see the documentation. Input type of the function, and R will be output type result. I mean result of the function, or we can say output of that function. And it accepts only one argument, and it have only one abstract method called apply, and it is accepting of parameter is object type. I mean you can pass any type of thing. Let me jump into our editor. So by using function I will write simple logic called multiplication. So then I will explain it. For multiplication the function is recommended or not. So if it is not recommended, which predefined functional interface is recommended? Let me start with function. Function is from java.util.function only. It is, yeah. So make sure proper import from right package. I mean java.util.function, and I am trying to write on lambda expression syntax. So it is accepting type T. So I am passing integer as a input, and I am expecting integer as a output. These are the two type arguments it is expecting, and one type of input parameter. It may be integer or whatever it may be. Right now I am passing integer, so the parameter type also integer. So in lambda expression we don't need to specify type of that parameter, can simply ignore it. So let me type like element. So what I am doing, my simple logic is I am multiplying that number itself. So when you have curly brace, the return type is mandatory, and curly brace also mandatory. Return, let me do one more semicolon. So now the logic look like good. So in lambda expression, if you are passing only, I mean the function accepts only one argument, then the parenthesis optional, and return type curly brace are optional, and remove this ending semicolon with curly brace. Now the code looking good. So this function predefined functional interface called have a method called apply. Try to call that apply method by using this function reference function dot apply, and I am passing some variable like 12. Try to assign to a variable and print that result. So or else I will say, I mean reference variable name, it will be anything. Let me change with some meaningful name. So now try to run the program. We are getting the output 12 times 12 is 144, right? So if we can observe here, I am passing input, I am multiplying the number itself, and I am expecting integer. So in this case, most probably you are expecting integer, that is not collection type or programmer defined object. If we are expecting only single value, that is integer type, we have one predefined functional interface called int function. So in this case, function is not recommended. Of course, it is valid code, but function is not recommended. Why? Because you are passing input and you are expecting single value, not collection type or object type. In this case, int function is recommended. Let me write that int function logic. Int function, it is accepting only one type of argument. Int function. Let me write reference variable and let me, it is also accepting only one parameter. So here it is also having one abstract method called apply, but the thing is special case it is accepting primitive type. So let me try to implement this, then I will explain. Element, so now again I need to call that apply method which is present inside int function dot apply. Try to assign a variable result and try to print it. So we are getting same output. So you can observe here int function. So I am expecting same type of result. So my input type is same and output type is same. So function is not recommended. In this case, int function is recommended. Why? Because input type is same and output type is same. That's why int function is recommended. So when you can observe documentation about int function, let me show you that. So int function also from java.util.function package. So it is accepting int value based argument and produce the result. So it is special case of function, but it is accepting into primitive type special case. So and also the apply function, it is accepting primitive type of integer. If you can observe function, it is accepting of object. That is the major difference between function and int function. So you are expecting integer and we are passing as an integer, then int function is recommended. Even though if, one more special case we have here, this int function is returning wrapper class, that is object type. So if you want primitive type as a result, then we have one more predefined functional interface called toInt function. Let me show you that one as well. ToInt function, and it is accepting one parameter, that is I am explaining same logic for all functional interface, when to use which predefined functional interface. This is toInt function. So it is accepting it is also accepting one parameter, element times element, and toInt function also have one abstract method. I think here we have some different abstract method, that is apply as int. Previously you can observe function have apply and int function also have apply. but it is accept function apply method accepting argument is it is object type, but int function apply method accepting primitive type of int. Here twin function apply method has apply as int method has object type parameter. So any type you can pass on. So let me call that apply as int function. In function dot apply as in, let me pass some variable, I mean some value. Let me try to print out that. So apply as in here I can rename like to int function result. To int function result I am trying to print. Let me run it. So we are getting same output in three logic, three function predefined functional interface implementation logic. You can observe here this toInt function is returning of primitive type. For a special case, if you have requirement like you are expecting primitive type, go for toInt function. Or wrapper type, go for int function. And moreover that when you are using int function, it accepts only primitive type value. It won't accept any argument of object type. So these are the special cases about function. So for this multiplication business logic, which one is recommended? So if you are expecting a wrapper type of integer, then that is this second predefined functional interface called int function is recommended. If you are expecting primitive type, then this toInt function is recommended. So then when function predefined functional interface recommended, let me write that logic. So multiplication for multiplication logic, it is not recommended. So let me write one more logic for function. Your requirement is you are passing input as a collection or object. So let us say if you are passing collection of list of integers. So if you want to filter that integer list, like you want to remove all even numbers. So and once you remove the even numbers in that list, again you are getting result as a list. So in that case, the function is recommended. One more scenario is you are passing entity class as an input and you are expecting DTO class of same entity. Then in that case also function is recommended. In this case, I am taking collection of object like list. Let me type list of integer and output also I am expecting list of integer. Let me write some list function of reference. So it is accepting one argument. So now my business logic have more than one line. So in that case, curly brace and return statement is required. So it is accepting only one argument, then parenthesis is not required. Let me write with place. So let me write the business logic now. So I am passing input type as a list. What I am to do, I will remove that even numbers, whatever present inside that list. Then I will return that list. So let me write the logic. So I am taking integer value, integer I, and from source list. Then I am trying to filter from that whatever current integer. So I divide by 2, trying to remove all even numbers. I mean, if it is not even number, I am trying to collect. So for that, I need to create one more list. For storing that result. Let me try to assign some variable. Now here I am expecting not object type. I'm a list of integer. Then try to store that element if it is not a even 5. And finally I am trying to return that filtered list. Now let me call that function by using apply method, like list function of apply. It is accepting of, it is accepting like a list of integers. So let me create that list of elements. List of, I am trying to pass values like 1, 3, 5, 8, 6, 9, and 12. Let me remove here and add here this type of error. So now my list got ready. Let me pass variables. Try to assign to a variable. Pass this value here. Now it is also returning again list. Try to print that list. Wow. So now try to run the code. So if you can see here, I am removing all even numbers and I am getting only list of odd numbers. So if you can see the observe that logic. So function I am passing in list of integer as input. I am accepting and expecting list of integer as a output. So in this case, when your input type is collection type or programmer defined object type, then function is recommended. So this is the logic inside that function. So we have only if your logic is depending on single value, like either it may be wrapper class or primitive type, and moreover that if you are expecting integer value, go for int function. If you have depending on logic like double value, then go for double function. So we have predefined functional interface called int function, double function, long function. These are some special cases we have. Depending on requirement, you can use that. So for input type is collection type or programmer defined object type, then go for function. Even though we can reduce this function itself. So you are passing input and you are expecting list of integer and expecting list of integer. Even though you can reduce our business logic, and moreover that this is also not recommended way when your input type and output type are same. So one more predefined functional interface we have special case called unary operator. Let me show you that one as well. So we have unary operator, which is also from java.util package. So here I am passing list of integers. Let me create reference. Unary operator function. Like unary operator, let me do the euro. So it is accepting one argument. So I am trying to pass like unary operator list as a variable. It is only one argument. Parentheses are optional. So now what I am going to do, same logic I can do, or else I can copy paste this. It will work as it is. So here I need to change the variable type. I mean variable name. So now unary operator also have the same method called apply. So try to call that apply method. Unary operator dot apply. So same value I can pass. I mean same collection object, and try to assign to a variable like unary operator result and try to print it. Yeah, operator. Let me do some changes in output log, appearing output. Printing output, we have some, I did some changes. Let me do the same changes in function. Let me run it again. So we can see here function is returning same type and unary operator is same result. So we can think about it. Let me show you again. So input type is same and output type is same, then it is recommended for unary operator. And moreover that you are trying to pass collection or programmer defined object. Then only these function and unary operator are recommended for corresponding logic. If you are depending on single valued result, then it will be we have predefined a functional interface called int function, to int function. These are the non-collection based, like single value we are expecting, go for this one. If you have collection based, go for unary operator or function. So this is the special cases about function, unary operator, function, int function. For this, I already created one tree diagram. Let me show you that. So this is the tree diagram about function predefined functional interface. This function we have these many number of special cases. Like once you have aware of how to use function, then all these predefined functional interfaces, it will be easy for understanding purpose. So this function have int function. When you are expecting int type of result, use int function instead of function. So in moreover that you are trying to expect integer value of primitive type, use int type to int function. You are expecting double value of primitive type, go for to int to double function, like that, int to long function. These are the special cases of int function. Like same long function, you are expecting value of long value of result, then go for long. Input type may be object and return type will be long. Input type will be object. If you want to do some processing business logic and you are trying to return double value, then double function is recommended. So by function, it is special case of function. I will cover in next video. Anyway, I showed already unary operator. So if you are expecting collection type or programmer defined object type, go for unary operator. So don't need to specify output type. Why? Because you are expecting same type of input. Then go for unary operator. So this unary operator also have some special cases like int unary operator. So if you are passing input as result and output also result as some same type, then go for int unary operator.